Yo, what is going on everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. We're back with another video. This is something new that I'm going to be doing, I guess, for this specific video, maybe some in the future. If you guys don't know what CBR or who CBR is, they do a lot of articles, I know, for anime and probably a lot of popular shows in Marvel and comics and stuff like that. They have YouTube channels where they take some of their articles and they put them on the YouTube videos. Some of them are successful, some of them aren't. However, there is a lot of controversial content that they post. And I saw this article and I will leave it in the description because it says 10 signs that One Piece is running out of steam. And this is something that is interesting to talk about, especially because of the longevity of One Piece. I believe that it's been out since, I think the manga's 1997 and then the anime's 1999, so it's been out for well over 20 years, right? Maybe even 25, roughly around those range. So I think it's really interesting with over 1,000 episodes, over 1,000 chapters, that we talk about it, and I just want to give my thoughts about it. So there are 10 reasons why, or signs that One Piece is running out of steam. I will be going over it. I'm not going to be reading in it. I'll probably read it before I talk about it, and like with the power of editing, you guys won't see it, but I'm definitely going to do that and give my thoughts about it. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never saw a new video. With that out of the way, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into the video. So number 10, it says the Wano arc had an underwhelming end. Now, a lot of people had mixed feelings about the Wano arc, and after the arc, well, I guess you could say after Kaido's defeat, Oda went on a break, and ever since then, I feel like One Piece has been nothing but straight gas. Now, just because it had an underwhelming end does not necessarily mean that the series is, reaching its end, or, is stretched out too much. I think that personally, like with the end of the Wano arc, people are upset because I believe it was something that happened in Shonen Jump or Jump Festa, something like that. Oda said that people won't be satisfied if Kaido goes down with, a punch, and that's what happened. Now, me personally, I don't necessarily think that Kaido's defeat was underwhelming. He knocked Luffy out like 3 times in that specific Onigashima raid. Luffy had to gain Advanced Conquerors, Advanced Ryo, and Gear 5th. Plus, he had to go against the other Supernova, the Scabbers, Yamato, so he went against a lot of people. I do think that there are some things that were a little bit rushed. I think Big Mom not using Advanced Conquerors, some Awakenings as well, but I don't think that the ending was underwhelming. I expected them to lose. It didn't make logical sense for them not to lose. So I don't think the ending was underwhelming, but could it have been a little bit better? Yeah, I think it was an alright ending. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. Number 9, it says One Piece's plot has become repetitive. Basically, they're saying that, they go to a new island, there's a tyrant, they defeat it, and against all odds, Luffy pushes through. Now, let's be honest here. In any anime, whatever it is, there's always going to be that one bad guy, and, the main characters, sometimes they defeat them right away, sometimes they lose, gotta train to get stronger and overwhelmed. That's just how anime is, and there's different arcs that are kind of the same. I mean, Alabasta and Dressrosa are the same. Thriller Bark and Wano have some resemblances, but I don't think every arc has been repetitive. There are some arcs where we meet new characters, like Law and Boney and Kid, the Supernovas, and there's also some arcs where we have some loss. The span of Sabaody through Marineford was definitely a time of loss, and Luffy being defeated and stuff like that. I don't think that the plot has become repetitive. I think that we've actually, the pace that we're going, we're scheduled for a phenomenal ending. But in any aspect, there are going to be some things like gags and storylines that do repeat, but I don't think that the story has been repetitive, and I do think that there are a lot of plot twists and different things that has me on the edge of my seat as well. The Straw Hats development has become stagnant. Now, stagnant basically means like set in place, like no progression and stuff like that, where I disagree. I mean, look at Nico Robin. What happened in Wano? Her, being relied on, becoming a devil for her friends. Luffy, he's grown. I think now, what I will agree on is I do think that there's been some stuff where because there's so many characters, I think there's 10 of them total. Since there's so many, you can't highlight and focus on each and every one of them like I wish there could. And there are also interactions that I wish there was more of, but I'm not going to say stagnant. They've definitely become stronger. They definitely accept their weaknesses. I feel like that in the first half or pre-time skip, they were finding their ways, they were very ignorant and stuff like that, and now that they understand their roles in the post-time skip, and there's still stuff that goes on. I mean, look at Luffy vs Sanji. Whole Cake Island was not that long ago, right? There's also different reveals and different stuff that's happening, you know, with Jinbei and, you know, Zoro and stuff like that. So I definitely don't think that the development has become stagnant. One Piece's narrative is bloated with too many characters. I mean, when you have a long-running series, like, what the heck do you expect, right? There's obviously going to be some, and not just in One Piece, but in any anime, there are some characters that people just aren't going to like, and there's going to be some characters that people love, and some characters that we wish we're going to see more of, right? Like, for example, these people on the screen, nobody cares about them. However, there's also characters like Enel that we love to get more screen time, Ace, where, you know, Ace is dead, right? And we're still getting lore about him as well. You know, people like Yamato, people like Mihawk, people like Shanks, right? And so I think that, yes, there are a lot of characters, but that just, you know, keeps people on the edge of the seat of wanting to read or watch One Piece because they want to know more about these characters that we have yet to figure out about. Number 6, One Piece is too much lore dumping. Basically, it's saying that towards the end of the series, they're just throwing cliffhanger, well, stuff after stuff after stuff, where I disagree, right? I don't think lore dumping's necessarily a thing. I don't think there's too much. There's been a lot of things where fans have had questions, right? Like a lot of questions. Where did Devil Fruits come from? How is hockey a thing, right? What's the Void Century? And a lot of other stuff where I think that, I mean, One Piece is ending. I think Oda said you want to end it within 5 years. So there are going to be different things that are going to have to be revealed. And it just proves that we're more in the end game. Like, we met Vegapunk, who's somebody who's knowledgeable about the entire world. And so the fact that he's dumping stuff about the Void Century right here that was already highlighted when we went to Sabaody with Rayleigh and different things about Devil Fruits and stuff, I think that's fine, right? It makes logical sense that the person who's all-knowing is the one giving us all this information. One Piece arcs have started to drag. Now, I will say, I think Wano was pretty long. I'm not going to lie. But also, I think that's because I was reading it weekly. When I went back, and I still haven't finished it, life happens, right? I was supposed to make a review a long time ago of the whole arc, but when you reading it after the completion of the arc, I feel like this is specifically highlighting Wano, but I think that's because of how connected we were with Wano, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa and stuff, and like it all seems like one really big arc, where if you look at Wano by itself, at least in the manga, once you read it, I think the pacing fine. Now in the anime feels like it's dragging a little bit, but that's just what the anime does, and so I'm fine with it. I don't have any fatigue or anything like that. Am I happy that we're done with Wano? Yeah, it's time to move on. But at the same time, reading it, Wano still is my number 1 or number 2 favorite arc in this series. So I don't think that One Piece arcs have dragged too long. Now, this is something I will agree with. Haki provides convenient plot armor. Now, we all know what Haki is. The Haki allows characters to keep up with Devil Fruits, basically, right? There's more to that, but that's for another day. And so I will say that a lot of times, you know, though this is similar to, I guess, Haki blooming, right? When Haki blooms in battle, it's just similar to a lot of anime's plot armors, right? Like, or different things that is stated in the series that happens and it makes sense, yada yada. Like, for example, whenever this is a little bit of spoilers for Bleach, the 1,000-year blow arc, so if you guys don't want to spoil, skip like 10 seconds or 20 seconds. But, you know, Ichigo, he's part Quincy, right? And so, you know, when he was going against Yuha Baha, and, you know, he used Blue Faint or Blue Vaunt or something like that to protect him, and also Zangetsu, the hollow version of him, was like, yo, whenever you're about to die, I'll take over, stuff like that. Like, that's, you know, it's not plot armor because it's written to the story. But like, and also like Dragon Ball, you know, when a Saiyan, you know, gets towards death or whatever, and they come back, they get stronger, Zenkai boost. Like, you know, I think every anime has convenient plot armor. Haki's no exception. Haki bloom, you know, in battle and stuff like that. It is what it is, right? That's just anime. If you get mad at that, you know. Now, this is probably really, really stupid. Now, don't get me wrong. It is very convenient that Luffy, you know, he has like this broken fruit for him being the main character, but a lot of animes have that. Deku has One for All. Kaneki got one of the strongest Kagene's, right? Casey, Naruto with Kurama, Ichigo, he's the whole system of verses or races in the series, and Goku's the same. So I don't want to hear nothing about main characters being powerful. The Straw Hats, we've seen them lose before. We've seen them train, get stronger, and like go through different things. Like Zoro versus King, Zoro was getting washed most of the fight. Right, so I don't think the Straw Hats are too powerful. Anyway, we're at the end game, right? Going against Yonko and Admirals. So we can't be weak anymore. So yeah, this one's really stupid to me. Number 2, fans miss the pre-time skip era of One Piece. I think that this is a little bit, it's just personal preference. Personally, there are things that post-time skip does better, stuff that pre-time skip does better. But me personally, I prefer the post-time skip, because if I look at different arcs, my top 5 arcs real quick is Whole Cake, no order, Enies Lobby, Whole Cake Island, Wano, Sabayoti, I think Dressrosa. So 3 out of the 5 of those arcs are from the post-time skip era. I do think that pre-time skip, the stakes were a little bit higher. In my opinion, I feel like post-time skip, some things, and that just might be like the series just being long, that there are different things and not as many power-ups, I guess you could say, for the other characters but Luffy. Like they still do have some, so like I guess like the longer the series dragged on, or like went on, I don't want to say drag because I don't think it's a drag, I think it's a journey, but the less the stakes felt to me, I guess. So pre-time skip I felt, and especially because of like the different things, getting separated, that was like something that was very heavy, and like it has great comedic moments. But post-time skip has some dope moments as well. Introduction to different gears. The Straw Hats, seeing them achieve their dreams, like different arcs, like Dressrosa, Doflamingo, Katakuri, going against the Yonko. So I feel like each arc, like there are different things about pre-time skip you like more, different things about post-time skip that you'll like more, and I think it's just in the eye of the beholder. So number 1, it says the end of One Piece is near. Now, I feel like they're contradicting themselves, because in this one they said that Oda has to, tie up a lot of plot points. But then if you scroll up to like number, I think it was 6, yeah, they said there's too much lore dumping. Like, how is there too much lore dumping if you're saying that, One Piece has to wrap up stuff? Like, what? But I mean, that's just what it is, right? The end of the series, it's going to happen eventually. I think recently it took 25 years for Ash to finally win the Pokken World Champion, something like that. So I think it's fine, right? It is what it is. All series are going to come to the end. I think One Piece has done a phenomenal job in pacing, and yes, there are going to be some unfinished answers to stuff that's in every anime. Ryan Oda will probably answer it in like an SBS, a guidebook or something like that, but I think the stuff that he's going to answer, it'll probably be stuff about like devil fruits or like hockey or something like that, like specifics that's not necessarily really that important to the series, just something more fans would like to know about. But that concludes my analysis of 10 signs that One Piece is running out of steam. Let me know how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. Do you guys think that One Piece is running out of steam? Do you guys think it's fine? How do you guys feel about One Piece as a series and how long it's been? But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. So on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.